Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the January 28th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we'll go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Send it early. And in that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to La Show. Right now, all the indices, with the exception of the Russell 2000, are traded higher by about 2%. The Dow is just under 2% at 566. S&P's up 74 for $75. NASDAQ 100, 262. Semis are up 83. Trannies 222. Wilshire 5,000 up 656 points. You get the picture out here. Now, part of the picture, spot volatility index. Let's start there. Let's start with the spot volatility index. We talked about this yesterday during the show. Let's go ahead and bring the chart back up. I mentioned it during the 1 p.m. update. Yesterday, we saw a rate of change. That actual rate of change by day's end was 61.64%. That's a big move, right? Yes. But we don't care whether it's 60%, 50%, 40%, 30%, 20%. We only care if it's just above 10%. The blue arrows that are on my screen, you can do this. Each of you that have charting applications, you get access to the spot volatility index. You can do this. Now, I've got the S&P 500 because these two are tied to each other, married at the hip. And on the blue arrows represent days where there's a one-day rate of change greater than plus 10%. And what you will typically see, does it work 100% of the time? No. But like 98% of the time? Almost like the number of people that survived COVID-19. Actually, more people survived that than this. But if we take a look at the spot volatility index, one-day rate of change above 10%. Remember we said you want to go ahead and you want to try to tie that into a short-term pattern inside the ES Mini. Let's pull over the 30-minute time frame ES Mini. You'll see it here. You'll see the Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. You'll see that formed yesterday at 4:30 in the afternoon. You actually didn't get the confirmation of that until 5 o'clock this morning as price pulled back in that area, did not take it out, and gave us your bullish reversal candle signal. And now, where are we at? When we take a look at a 30-minute chart here for the ES Mini, you're going to form, or it's going to form, or likely to form, bar number 8 of a TD9 count, may generate a TD9 count pattern as we come into the 2 o'clock session out there. I don't know if it will or it won't. But that would say if there's going to be a top, we're going to see a pullback. It begins between now, because it's bar number 8, but we got to get that bar number 9 confirmation. But still, bar number 8 can be the top. So we're going to say if there's going to be a top, we'll see it form between now and 2:30. I know you don't want to wait, but geez, I thought that's pretty good to be able to give you the timing to be able to look for it. We could also see it move up to 38.49. That's a TD9 breakdown inside the ES Mini. So this did everything that we suggested that it would and what to pay attention to. And now, with regard to the spot volatility index, you're going to see some green arrows on here as well. The green arrows represent one-day rates of change below a minus 10% number out there. And as we speak right now, we're down at minus 25.64%. What are the green bars? Typically, again, not 100% of the time, but such a high preponderance percentage of the time, what I'm about to say takes place when you get those one-day rates of change below a minus 10%. That turns into an initiation move to higher price. So what you want to do is watch at the end of the day the spot volatility index again to take a look at that rate of change. I don't know where it's going to end. Now, there was a question that came in a little while ago by email. Let me pull this up here. This is from Tom or KK out there. And Tom's asking, he says, I think you'll cover this anyways, but how about the VIX? But that's not what he was really looking at. Can you tell us which is the best TAS market profile or TD9 chart time frame, daily, 2 hour, 60-minute, 30-minute, other time period? I suppose to trade this. And you're talking about, so I'm interpreting this, Tom or KK out here, I'm interpreting this as you're trying to trade the spot volatility index, and you've got to go down to really short-term time frames. Now, this is just a 5-minute time frame chart out here. I don't trade it. I don't trade the volatility index products out here. If you do, you've got to be glued to this. If you want to trade it successfully, in my opinion, you need to be glued to the screen. Now, it makes, and this is a 5-minute time frame out here, it makes the same types of patterns that we look at, whether it's, we're agnostic to time frame, we're agnostic with regard to the instrument. That's the cool thing about the tools that I'm sharing with you, is they work for everything in all time frames. That's the beauty of it. And if you take a look at the spot volatility index, for example, up at its high here, this is just a 5-minute time frame chart. We've got another Tom actually that I believe trades this, or we've shared. We've taken a look at a trading strategy using a 2-minute time frame chart and the TAS market profiles out there. But here you're taking a look at a Rhodes momentum indicator top, a Basil Chapman top. Wave number 7 is Rogue Wave that formed out here. This was at the high at 3:45 in the afternoon yesterday. You've seen an A to B equals CD to the downside. That was confirmed with this bullish engulfing candle out here. Price was pulling right back to where it had broken out at 1228. So you can use these same types of tools. With regard to which time frame is the best, I don't know. What I will share you with my experience in trying to answer this question for other viewers in the past is that you've got to get to real short-term time frames and use those TAS market profiles. So if you don't have access to the TAS market profiles, then don't trade the spot volatility, because when and how you would use those is when you see price close above the top of a profile. If it's a short-term time frame like a 2-minute, you can certainly use those 2 bars out there. 2 bar closes above resistance or below support, and then you know to flip your position. The problem becomes when you are in sideways trading days, because you can get chopped to smithereens out there. So, Tom, I hope that helps you out. I hope in covering the spot volatility. So the more important thing to take a look at out here is, where does that spot volatility index rate of change end its session today? Because if it's below minus 10%, again, do this on your charts at home. Odds favor you just got an initiation move to the upside inside of the spot volatility index, or the initiation move really to upside inside of the S&P 500. And I know some of you might be saying, what, Steve-O? Yeah, actually the ES Mini looks like it wants to target the 38.35 level. That's the top of its new weekly profile that is attempting to form. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of Tfnn.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we were taking a look at the spot volatility index. We were looking at the ES mini, the 30-minute time frame chart before we went to that breakout here. And then I looked at one of my trading screens and noticed that the NQ and the Dow Equity Future contract have already attained bar number 9. So this is really cool. This is very helpful. Actually, we are in the bar following bar number 9 inside the NQ. And this bar will complete in about 12 minutes at 1:30. The high to be watching is going to be 13,390, at least at the moment. If we see the NQ not just traded above, it's got to close above it. At any time after 2 p.m., close above the high of this session. Again, right now, that high of the session, write this number down, 13,390. If you see a 30-minute close above that, that tells you about a strong momentum move to the upside. That's how the TD9s work when they get negated out there. And that would then suggest, so what's that strong momentum move to the upside mean in price, Steve? Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I can be very specific. I can be right to the T. And that T is 13,549. That is where price would target. That is the next TD9 breakdown level out there. Can you quote me on it? You can. If you see a close above, what was it, 13,390? Is that the number? 13,390. If you see a close above that, let's say at 2:30 or at 3 o'clock, that's telling you about a strong momentum move to the upside, and its target would be 13,549. It's trading at 13,364. So it's about another 200 points to the upside? But it's got to do that. If it doesn't do that, you should expect and anticipate that price is going to pull back towards its oscillator and change line on the 30-minute time frame, currently printed at about 13,227 or so. A test and rejection of that, so if price pulls back, test that area rejects that area, begins moving higher again, well, guess what? That's going to bring the 13,549 level back into play as well. So watch the NQ because it's actually been the strongest of the indices out here. Well, I know somebody might say, what? The reason is, and I shared this with subscribers this morning as we were taking a look at the markets out here, because it looked like, or it appeared that maybe the NASDAQ or the NQ was the weakest of the indices. But I say, hey, not so fast. If you take a look at last night's action, so the full day's action out here for the ES, the YM, and the Russell 2000, one thing that you will notice is that each of those made a lower low. They got below yesterday's low. Did that happen inside the NQ? It did not. And that was an important signal to take a look at. So it's really important to take a look at all four of these future contracts, understand what they're doing in the bigger picture. Now with regard to where is price headed to in the NQ, very likely on a daily basis, right? We were just looking at a 30-minute chart earlier, 13,512 would become the top of its daily profile out there. So that's what's going on with regard to the NQ. I'll show you the Dow equity future contract here as well. You'll see that this has already completed bar number 9. Bar number 8 is the high out here. So we'll watch the Dow equity future contract as it pulls back. Same scenario here. You've got the oscillator and change line. Changes color at 10 o'clock. When it changes from red to green, tells us that we should anticipate that we're going to see a test of that line and price. Right now, the line, oscillator and change line, is about 30,607, 608, right around that range out there on a pullback. And the Dow's already signaling, hey, it's operating just along the TD9s. You want to learn this pattern? I'll teach it to you. Just subscribe to the newsletter. You can do it for 30 days. If that's all you do it for, great. So here we want to observe this test. Maybe we'll get it before the show is over out there. If price tests and rejects that and then starts moving higher, tells us that it wants to move higher. The index, the future contract wants to move higher. If it closes below a green oscillator and change line, it's telling us about a further retracement. The further retracement to where we'll have to see what patterns are going on at that stage. There may be a new set of profiles that forms on a 30-minute basis. I don't know. I don't want to make that prognostication, so to speak, not until we see what happens with regard to this test. But that's how the TD9s work. That's how the oscillator and change line works out there, and they are great tools. So let's go to a couple of questions that have come in. This is from our Tiger's Den, from Pete D in the Tiger's Den, and he wants to take a look at AAL, which is American Airlines out there. And his question is, have these hit bottom? So let's take a look at American Airlines out here. And the question, if it hits bottom, I've got to go back to take a look at the October of 2020 bottom. There's an A to B equals CD pattern. We can see this here. So let's just take a look at that. I'm just looking at the daily time frame chart out here. The A point was back here on October 28th. The B point out here is on the trading day of December the 9th. Your C point or your retracement is into January the 11th. The one-to-one price projection out here for American Airlines is 2271. And as long as price remains above, and it's not above it right now, 1863, that's the call. Right now you're at 1790. So the first thing, peak, to be watching, I know you're asking about a bottom. Right now I'm looking at the American Airlines and asking myself the question, has it formed a top? The answer is no, but there is an A to B equals CD pattern. It has blown away the B point, which had volume of 138 million. You're already at 277 million. But price needs to close above that B point, that 1863 level out there. Let's pull over my other chart for American Airlines and see what it is doing. And here what we can see is that today it's trying to take out a key level of resistance, a change in trend level of resistance. That's the TD9 breakdown level, and that's at 1791. We're trading at 1790, 1791 as we speak. So that would be another area. This could be old resistance at access support peak. I don't know if it is or it doesn't. I do know that if price closes above this is the daily time frame chart. It's telling us about a change in trend, and I would expect that A to B equals CD pattern that we looked at will unfold. It may not be the one-to-one A to B equals C, by the way. I don't think that was a 0.618 retracement out there, and there's no signal yet that there is a top in place inside of American Airlines. If we move over to the weekly time frame chart, what do we see out here? Well, we see a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom back here in May, the week of May 15th. And right now, it's really led to a consolidation on a weekly time frame, so to speak, out here, but it's got a valid bottom pattern out here. If we look at the monthly time frame, I mean, your question was, has it bottomed? And I don't know if you were talking about today, certainly not today, on a monthly time frame peak. And I asked you to change it to peak G, just to occasionally just kind of switch things up out there, because on your American Airlines chart, that's how it formed the bottom, wave number 7. That so-called rogue wave. Now, this isn't really the rogue wave setup that Basil talks about. I just use that 7th wave move, that letter G, which formed a bottom. So with regard to American Airlines, yeah, it looks like it has formed a bottom. If we look at the 30-minute time frame chart out here, do we see anything that suggests that this is going to continue to head lower? And the answer is no. Look at what we have here. It's a beautiful 30-minute time frame. What does price do? It gaps up this morning. In that first 30-minute, it generates a bearish shooting star candle. Of course, it had a bullish rising gap. Which one is the controlling one? Well, I don't know which one was the controlling one. What we do know, again, I'm just narrating the chart. This is not Stevie giving you my opinion on anything. I don't mind giving you my opinion on stuff, but it's not going to be the stock charts. Because the stock charts, we are just regimented. We use a set of tools that helps us to understand where price is going to pull back to, where price is going to head to the upside. And on a 30-minute basis, we would have said, hey, 1683 is your key level of support, especially after setting up that Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern. And what did it do at 12 noon? Right down to the support. These aren't lines I draw in there. Use these TAS market profiles. Use the oscillator and change line. Use the TD9 count. Use the Chapman Wave series. We'll be right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of Tfnn.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of Tfnn.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So one of the other instruments that Peak and the Tigers Den wanted to look at was Nokia, again asking if it is bottom. If you take a look at the weekly candle, it's extraordinary, isn't it? It's incredible. But hey, look, let's just try to go prove the point. Do these tools work for any instrument, every time frame, and so forth? And so really the question would be, that I would think anybody might have is, why did it top yesterday? Why did it do what it did? Can we find some patterns? So we're not going to spend a lot of time investigating this, but we'll just go ahead and pull over the daily and the 30-minute time frame charts. If you take a look at, there's the daily. Let's start with the daily. And if we take a look at the daily, and I don't make this stuff up, yesterday was bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Peak, what can I tell you? It just simply, it is how it works. So is it a surprise that price pulled back? And take a look at where it's pulled back on a daily time frame. Green oscillator and change line, right? So you're asking me, is Nokia still bullish on a daily time frame? Yeah, as long as price remains above $4.69, the answer is yes. My suggestion that you go trade this psychopath stock? Absolutely not. But if you're asking me the question, I think the question was, did things bottom? Right now in the daily time frame, things have topped with regard to Nokia for its daily time frame. Now let's just go look at a 30-minute time frame just to prove Stevie's not hocus pocus. There's no magic here. It's just a matter of using these tools, everything that's being taught to us or is being taught to us here at TFnn. Remember, things pull back to a breakout when they break down. Now, on a 30-minute time frame chart, it wasn't a TD9 count top. It was wave number 7 again, letter G that is on my screen. But regardless of that, take a look at where prices pulled back to. It is the red dashed line on my 30-minute screens out here that give you the TD9 breakout level, $4.78. Where did price pull back to? $4.78. We're trading at $4.83 right now. It's a beautiful thing. With regard to trying to trade this type of instrument out here, look, every instrument, anything can happen. But these instruments like this, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not anything I want to dip my toes in. There's too many other things that we can trade out there. So, Peak, I hope that helps you out with regard to what's going on in Nokia, using at least these tools here. And let's go on to our next instrument. The request was for four U's out here. It's kind of like the Utes. Actually, was in the grocery store the other day. So one of my favorite, it can't be UUUU is not a real symbol. So what was it that who had requested something? Did they put in, what is it? What is the is it really 4 U's? My system is just trying to resolve the symbol. What's the deal here? I think it is. I think there is a UUUU. So I've got it on my white background charts out here. I don't know why the E signal, these black background charts aren't picking up. It's uranium. Okay, thanks, Peak. So let's go to the white background charts. Oddly enough that they've picked things up first. So, let's begin by taking a look at the daily time frame. So we can see here a TD9 count top. Right, so you see that's at the high that we have out here, and that's really led to nothing more than just a sideways consolidation. When we take a look at the daily time frame out here, the consolidation from about 480 maybe down to about the 360 type level. So it's just really consolidating sideways out here when we take a look at the daily time frame. The weekly time frame for uranium or UUUU out here shows us what? A TD9 count top. Now, based on everything that we just did during the last 30 minutes, if I were to ask you, based upon this weekly TD9 count top out here, where is it that you believe price is going to pull back to? Just so you know, I'm not pulling this stuff out of my arse or any place else. Where is the first level in taking a look at this chart? You're watching this on Tiger TV or you're watching the archive so you can pause it and you can take a look at it. But you tell me, where is this likely to pull back to? And you're exactly right. So you've got this stuff down pat. It's $3.51. It is that oscillator on change line. And if price closes below that, where is it headed to? 326. That is the center of its profile. And if it closes below 326, $2 to 160, 160 being the breakout level, $2 being the bottom of its weekly profile out there. Watch the daily first, right? Because that's the shorter term time frame. The daily is going to have to break the consolidation pattern. If it does, tells us about to move back to 296. That's its daily breakout level out there. And on a monthly basis, let's just finish off. U would actually need to close above $5.60 to tell you that there's a potential change in trend signal out there. So hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. I don't believe we have any other questions out there that I see. Oh, I take that back. SNP is asking about CRWD. So let me get that going. I've got a number of applications that are running right now in the background, so things are just a tad slower. See here, this actually populated CRWD. So I want to get that going on my other screen in the white background. And let's try CRWD. Typically, these will populate, but you know what? I've got all of my commodity charts open on this, and that I think is slowing things down. But we're back to taking a look at CRWD. Here's what we know. Right now, price is above the top of its weekly profile, and that weekly profile formed below price. And so CRWD is bullish from a weekly standpoint, unless we see some kind of a top. The daily standpoint, we see price is consolidating with inside its current bearish structured profile. So price right now is trading in resistance. If price could close above 217.26, that would be a very bullish signal to you. Otherwise, that is where sellers are hanging out. They're hanging out actually between where it's trading right now and the 217.26. And support 200.24. That's what you want to make sure if you're in crowd to the long side. You want to make sure that price holds that level out there. Let's look at the daily time frame with the white background charts. We can see the Rhodes momentum indicator top. And so therefore, that 200.24 level is really important, because if price does close below that, short of a bottoming pattern, it's going to target the 128.22 level, its breakout area. So you want to watch this 200.24 level. The weekly time frame chart, let's see what kind of signal it's offering us. Well, this top with a TD9 count. So the cool thing about this SNP is now we've got a valid top on the daily and a key level of support to watch. We have a valid top on the weekly and a key level of support to watch. On the weekly chart, where do you think that key level of support is? And has it already been tested this week? And has it held so far? Those were the clues. Yes, it's tested. Its key level of support is 210.39 as we speak right now. Of course, somebody might say, hey, intra-period, it got well below that. That's true. The essence of price is truly the body of the candle. The wicks, the upper and lower wicks, or the upper-lower shadows, whatever terminology you want to use to describe those are nothing more than the screaming memes. Those are nothing more than just the emotion that took place during that candle session. This happens to be a weekly session. So if crowd can close above its oscillator and change line, 210.39, the signal will be neutral. Neutral because of a valid top, and also because a key level of support was tested and held. And if there's a close below 210.39, that suggests to move back to the 188.58 level out there. Monthly time frame chart here for crowd, not enough data. I take that back. You are in the bar following bar number 9 on a monthly basis. So if you are in this trade, you want to note whatever that high is come the end of this week. Because if you see price closing above that, that tells you about a very strong momentum move to the upside for CRWD. Steve Rhodes with TFnn. We'll be back in just a few.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbortine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same tfnn.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new Tfnn.com now and experience all the upgrades. Tfnn.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So, S&P wrote into the Tiger's Den, thanks. He says it looks like a lot of stocks, or most stocks, are in bar number 9 of the TD9 count. This year, this little schedule template takes a look at, or what I've got it taking a look at, are the indices inside the U.S., the S&P, the Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, and so forth. I've got the index ETFs, for those of you that don't get access to the indices out there, but you've got the SPY, the Diamond Qs. You've got all the sectors inside the S&P 500, then the top 10 NDX 100 stocks that represent about 56% of the index, and then the top 10 Dow stocks that represent about 56% of the index as well. In the Dow series, you've got to go take a look inside the NDX 100 for Apple and Microsoft. I can't have the same symbol in two different sections on the same chart out there. But then what I have here, and really what's important, and since S&P mentioned what he did, I thought I would go ahead and pull this over here just so you can see it. You probably should take a snapshot of this and go ahead and have this. Because this provides you with a ton of information. So first, with regard to the tops that are in place right now, what you'll see is a ton, from a daily basis, you see a ton of Rhodes Momentum Indicator tops. And we've taken a look at those. You see one in the S&P, you see it in the NDX, you see it in the Russell, you've got it in the semis, inside the New York Stock Exchange, the Wilshire 5000 out there. You'll see that a number of these, or the S&P, a couple of them, the S&P and the Russell, they're in wave number 7 to the upside on a daily time frame. We've got some weekly Rhodes Momentum Indicator tops. We've got some weekly TD9 tops. Now, in the TD9 section, what you're looking for is you're looking for the star. You might see an 8 or a 9. If there's not a star next to it, it's telling us it's not a valid count out there. And, of course, those counts can go by the wayside a day or two later. So what I've got out here is I've got on the weekly basis and the daily basis when the last TD9 top and last TD9 bottom had formed. And so it's got the dates of those. If there's a star next to it, it tells you that that high or low of the pattern has not been taken out, and it's still a valid signal out there. So you've got the daily time frame, you've got the weekly time frame. You've really got the whole kit and caboodle. It's these types of charts that are included in the newsletter each morning. And that way traders know for whatever instruments it is that they trade or what's part of their portfolio, or if they're looking to possibly change their portfolio up. So, for example, here, if you were just trading the S&P 500 sectors and you were looking to allocate funds right now and you're looking for a bottom, then what we have out here is take a look at the XLB. The XLB, we've got a -9 and a star next to it. So what is that telling us? That's telling us the XLB has a valid TD9 bottom. Yeah, that's what it's done. So, should we go look at the XLB, see what that looks like? I think we should. So let's just simply go take a look at. In fact, let's. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's actually put the. Let's put it here. The XLB. Let's put it here so we can take a look at. We can take a look at the 3 different time frames. So here you've got the daily on the left. Price is below its daily profile. But if we take a look at the weekly time frame chart. And on the weekly time frame chart, this is good because this will give me the segue into silver. I'd mentioned something about silver, I think, during the update. This really helps also prove that point. So when you look at the weekly chart for the XLB, notice how price had cleared the top of its daily profile. This is a bullish structured profile. And what price has done here, once it cleared it, when it pulled back this week, it's pulled right back to that level of support. That's at 70.24. It's between 69.15 and 70.24. If price can close above the top of that weekly profile out here, which is 72.41, it's back on its merry way. Unless there's some other type of topping signal that we see or something on the other chart patterns out here. But on a daily basis, this has given us a TD9 count bottom. Now, that star is not going to include today's activity. That would have been through yesterday's activity because the bar hasn't closed. But that doesn't mean we can't go look. So let's go look at it. Let's pull over the white background chart out here. And on a daily basis, let's populate it. Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Why isn't my chart updating with today's data? Oh, that is a bummer. Oh, man, you hate that. At least I hate that. Oh. Okay, so I'm not sure why my chart is doing what it's doing. Let me try to, just off screen, let me just reload all the historical data and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, man, I'm sorry about that. Odd, but it is what it is. There we go. Okay, so now we're back. Okay, so here, thank you, Steve-O, for doing that. So now, take a look at this. Take a look at how beautiful this is. We get a TD9 count pattern out here. Got the star next to it. And where does price pull back to? Right to its breakout level of $70.77. Now, again, this is not something that Stevie has, a line that I drew in here. It's not a line in the sand. Well, it kind of is a line in the sand. It's a line on the chart. But here's what I can guarantee you. And I can pretty much guarantee you this. We could put every trader, and these are great people here at TFNN, and ask them to tell you where the breakout level is at. And nobody, including myself, without these tools, would have chosen 70.77. Nobody. But yet you get to watch it operate and work here. How is it that price fell all the way back to its key breakout level of 77.7, held it, does it with the TD9 count, and now is bouncing? Now, if this has bottom, it's got a valid bottoming signal, where do you think price is headed to? I don't have the profiles on here. My apology for that. So short of having the profiles, where is it headed? We go back to the daily time frame chart, take a look at it on my other screen. But 74.82 or thereabouts. It's oscillator and change line. And if this is nothing more than a consolidation, price will make its way up to 77.58, the TD9 breakdown level out there. If we look at a 30-minute time frame chart here for the XLB, is this giving us any type of signals or information? The answer is it really isn't. But if you did see a close above 72.49, that's the top of its 30-minute profile. That would be telling you about the XLB wanting to head higher out there. So that's how you can use, in addition to sign up for the newsletter, to just simply learn the TD9 count tools, Rhodes Momentum Indicator tools, the oscillator and change line out there. What you'll also be able to use are those tables that will assist you with regard to your portfolio. So enough of that. Oh, I mentioned silver, and then we'll go to LUV for Tim, who just wrote in. So I'll get oh, wait. Somebody asked about – did somebody ask about CALX? Why did I type that in there? I don't know why I typed that in there. I have to assume that somebody asked about it. I don't know if it was in the Tiger's Den or not. But we'll do that, and then we'll go take a look at this is CalX Inc. And if I picked it up somehow incorrectly, my apology. But let's go take a look at it. So here, when you take a look at CalX, C-A-L-X, you got a TD9 count top. Oh, that was from the YouTube. Thank you. That's from our production room. So here you've got a TD9 count top, and you have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top as we speak today that is being confirmed. Now, what price has done is pulled back and has tested support, which is 31.43 out there. And you've got a lower level of support. It's its breakout area. It's 29.36. Okay, so a key level of support is held. If you see a close below 31.43, 29.36 is on the way. Let's go take a look at the weekly time frame chart. What kind of signals, patterns do we have out here? We are in wave number 7, bar number 8, and a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So if CalX closes below 32.01, boy, that's telling you on a weekly basis this thing wants to move lower. On the monthly time frame, what do we have out here? You've got a TD9 count. Boy, watch the daily chart like a hawk. And if you see a close below 29.36, which you could, those weekly and monthly time frames are really kicking in, telling you, hey, you've got a significant high here inside of CALX. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of Tfnn.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
We're looking at the March contract for the silver contract, and what I wanted to point out, so today's move is a counter trend rally. And here's how Steve-O comes up with that conclusion. Again, we're just looking at the charts and the tools that are used out here. So what I want you to notice is that silver, back on the trading day of January the 14th, January the 14th, a brand new profile formed, daily profile, and that formed above price. So supply, overhead supply is really its message out there, and it's a bearish signal. Now, even though that was a bearish signal, what you and I knew at that stage was that price was holding its trend line levels out there, both its rising trend lines and its descending trend lines. So we're just kind of trading in this get smart cone of silence out here. But today's move, the counter trend rally, is if you're going to get a counter trend move, price will make its way back typically to the center of that bullish structured profile. And that was at $26.98. That's exactly what's happened. Now, if price could close above $26.98, and it still could, then price would run up to that descending trend line or the top of that profile at 28.10. If you're trading silver, then what you really want to be watching out here is you want to watch in the daily time frame the oscillator and change line. Because if price closes below 25.87, it just simply confirms what we just looked at in that spike high up in the resistance level of the bullish structure daily profile for silver. So if you get it closed below the oscillator and change line, again, that's about 25.87, it just reconfirms what we looked at. Now, it doesn't mean that silver is headed to zero or something like that. We can see it's trading between rising and descending trend lines out there. Okay. So what are we going to look at here as we come into the close? I would say watch the spot volatility index, currently down by 25% right now. If you have a spot volatility index with a rate of change below minus 10%, it tells you about an initiation move to the upside out there. And that would suggest that the S&P 500 would be targeting 38.35. That's only 15 points higher than where we're at right now. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours, and I'll be back with you on Fabulous and Fantastic Friday. Have a terrific Thursday.